Hello everyone and welcome back to Bandai Product and Figure Review. I have a really cool episode for us and we are doing a product review. And this is going to be helping with some of my future displays of my models and various other items. And we are going to be looking at some rotating turntables. I've explored a few of these. I had one particular one that had quite a bit of noise. It took a while for me to try to get it to way it was, but this one is from a interesting company, none other than Mr. Hobby's Mr. Turntable L. And as we can see, this is a turntable just like the one I am currently using right now. There were a few issues with the one that I'm currently having right now, but we will address those as we do a comparison. And as we can see, this has a 2-speed, a slow speed, and a fast speed, and these are fairly good diameters, especially if you're trying to display some Gundams and everything of interesting model. And as we can see, this actually has a mirror, so this is going to be really cool, especially if you wanted to show detail from underneath. So as this is going to be a really interesting product. Again, I always was looking for these types of things, and this one was not too expensive, and this was about $29, and you can still get these on the Japanese Hobby Link or Hobby Link Japan and or Amazon. So these are really going fast, so I've been waiting to get one of these. So let's roll opening and take a look at Mr. Turntable L. So this is the Mr. Turntable by Mr. Hobby, and as we can see, it is like a really nice, well done box. It's fairly good size. So what we're actually very interested is what's actually inside, but I'd like to just kind of dive in and just kind of go over the dimensions. And this is basically says what type of size it is for, and it has a low and high table speed. And this does require batteries, but I believe these are 3 AA batteries, which this is a Pro because you can change these out very easily compared to some of the other ones that I actually have. So let's actually open this up and take a look at what the actual product is and see how well it actually fares. As we see, it's in this nice little packaging, and it does have a nice little mirror. And it does come in this nice little plastic wrap. And we can just slide this little out. And then this is where the batteries go. So let's pop some batteries in and let's take a look at see how this actually works. Alrighty, now that we got the batteries in, we can actually take this protective screen off, and there's a little tab right here, and we can just peel that off right there. And it's fairly rubbery, so you might almost want to be able to set that aside. But now we have a really nice mirror, and I don't really want to. Let's just do a nice little wipe. And yeah, that is nice and shiny. As you can see, it can really shine really well. So when you're putting on some bottles or something like that, like for instance, when you got these little types of things like here, you can actually put them on here and you can actually see how well it is. And you can see my camera right there. So to turn this on, it has a switch right here, and it has only 2 modes. So it has a slow mode, or this is the fast mode, and a slow mode. But you really can't see that, so let's actually put something on here and take a look at it. So this is the slow setting, as we can see, and this is the fast setting, which isn't really too bad. This actually works really well, and it does make a little bit of noise because I can just move my microphone a little bit closer. But the biggest thing actually is when I turn it off. There isn't a lot of noise that we can actually hear compared to my other one, which I actually have right over here. And this is the other little turntable, and this is by J Edge. So this is the turntable that I had originally got, and this does have a USB to actually give this power, but it does have a tendency of making a crackling noise. Sometimes it does it, sometimes it does, or it doesn't. So it's been kind of finicky, but I do like the fact that this has a lot of cool features, unlike this one. So like I was saying, this has two features, a fast and a slow. So there's not much compared to like how this one is. And the nice thing about this one is it actually comes with two different types of tray sizes. So I could have a larger one that's equal to that, or a smaller one. But I do like the fact that this does have a mirror, and that this one tends to make some crackling noises. So, but overall, we can actually just move this one. Let's just grab one of these trays. It's roughly about the same size, and we can just pop that on here, and then we can actually move this. And this is the sound that I was talking about. You hear that crackling noise? This actually still goes even when I turn it off. It's very faint, but if you are trying to do a studio style program, this can be very annoying, especially with those crackling noises. But I do like this particular one to the point where I may just use this one when I go to conventions, when I do some of my displays for some of my models, because I'm not really too worried about it making kind of electrical noises or anything like that, just because this thing can actually have, like I said, a much larger tray. As you can see, it just dwarfs that. And this can actually go much faster. So as we can see, this is like, I believe this is the slowest setting that it has. And then I can go much faster. So, but I really don't need anything to really go that fast when I'm doing a lot of my shows. So this is where this is more for a nice little display when you're trying to do something. And it does actually have the ability to actually change directions, unlike this one, where it only goes one general direction. But when I'm trying to do just a basic show, it actually works really well when it's just going this particular way. And it does have a lovely mirror. So other than the crackling noise that this gives off when it's idle and while it's going, is pretty much the downside to this. So let's just move this bad boy out of the way and just kind of move this over here. So let's take a look at how it would actually be displayed for some of my next presentations. And this is what the turntable is going to be looking like when I do a lot of my next products. This is looking really nice. It does turn really cleanly, and as we can see, it can hold up to 2 figures of 1/44 scale and maybe 1/100. So for the price that this is worth, this is a really phenomenal piece. It's not too noisy. The motor is a little loud when it actually is going, but I don't think you can really hear it over the microphone, but I definitely can hear it from over there. But the upside to that is when I turn it off, it actually stays quiet. So I do like how it goes very smoothly, and this is the fast version. So let's actually take a look at the slow version as well. Now, as we can see, this is the slower version, and this is going to be one of the big downsides to this particular turntable, is that it does not come with a remote. So you will have to kind of manually go over to your turntable to turn it on and off or change the speeds, unlike the one that I originally had, which had a nice remote and a lot of settings. Again, I paid about roughly the same amount for these turntables. There's a lot of pros and cons to each one of these, but I do like this one because for the Mr. Turntable, just because it's very smooth and it doesn't make a lot of noise, and it does have that lovely mirror. So when I am doing a lot of more detailed projects that would warrant a downward look for what I have built, this is a great one to actually have, because I can explore a whole bunch of different camera angles. And as you can see, this is the slowest version of it, so it will do the job that I need to do. And I feel like it gives it a little bit more of a cinematic kind of look, depending on how I do my lighting. So would I recommend this particular turntable? Most definitely. This is, at least out of anything, if you wanted to display your model at a model show or for a competition and you did a lot of nice work and you really want to show those details even from the underneath carriage, this will be a great one to do, and it makes it look a lot more clean and sharp. So I definitely highly recommend getting the Mr. Turntable L. Alright everyone, I hope you enjoyed this product review of the Mr. Turntable by Mr. Hobby, and I'm definitely thinking about possibly getting another one of these. These were really good, they're really well built, and they don't make that crackling noise that I'm too worried about picking up on my microphone. Especially, I've done a lot of reviews, and that's what a lot of people were saying about the one that I had previously bought. I'm still going to use it because it just has this really cool remote that comes with it and gives me a lot of cool features, but I might use those closer to when I'm doing a display for where sound isn't necessarily much of an issue, or if I'm doing some voiceover work and I can scrub the audio if it picks it up. But for ones that are nice, clean, because right now it is spinning and I can't hear it right now. Well, I'm talking into my microphone, so that is really good, and I don't hear any crackling. Like I said, the downside to this is you physically need to turn it off, and it does have batteries that it needs to be changed, so there's like 3 AA batteries, so that's the only downside to this, because the one that I had can be charged. This one, unfortunately, cannot be charged, so I would just recommend getting either rechargeable batteries and just have a couple of those that you can swap them out. Other than that, this is a really solid product. I definitely recommend it. And weirdly enough, Mr. Hobby does a really nice job from what I could tell for a lot of its products. This has been one that I've been eyeing for a while to get myself another turntable, and I really highly like this one, and I would recommend, if you can get a couple of these, I would definitely swoop up and get these. I believe you can still get them on Hobby Link Japan as well as Amazon and a few other places. You're just gonna have to kind of look. So I only paid about $39 for this particular one, and I'm not regretting it. So I definitely recommend getting this. And another thing is, if you like this type of content, please like and subscribe. I have fun doing these kinds of product reviews, especially with actual products. So if you have any future ideas, or you have a question on a particular product that you were hearing, like God hand nippers, sanders, or even paintbrushes, or even airbrushes, which I managed to finish doing my rough tryout of my Grex airbrush, so definitely look forward to that review video that is coming out, since I got all the kinks and little nooks and stuff just to get those out of the way, and I hope to see you guys in the next episode.